just pop the bubble over him. So we'll see. Right now, the Splyce roster is Clockwork on Tracer, Cozen on Mercy, Pure on Bastion, Sickness on Soldier 76, Papa Smurf on Winston, and Flame on Reaper.
All right, we'll take a look here at the C9 squad. It's going to be Grego on the Lucio, Debit on Winston, Reaver on the 76, Kaikai on Zarya, Sure4 on Pharah, and Adam on Mercy. So Pharah coming back into play here now that you don't have to worry about double 76s or anything crazy like that. And Debit right now leading the way, leaping right into the Splyce side. Clockwork, though, punishing immediately, takes out Debit. First kill of the Splyce, and Splyce now counter leaping in turn. And this is not the worst look at Splyce as they pick up 3 quick kills, make it 4. Flame just going off as Reaper in the middle.
Yeah, their hit scan dominating that early fight as Clockwork got in. Flame cleaned up as well, so DPS doing a ton of work right now, and this is a map that's so hard to take it back. They can really only aggress from 2 different angles. Cloud9, of course, is going to group up. They're going to try to come over the bridge.
See, now Gabby coming right back into it. Speed boost is out, but look at this. Splyce leaping right back into them. Papa Smurf leading the way, buying his team a bit of time, and they're pushing C9 back as the pulse bomb sticks. Down goes Grego, and Clockwork going off right now on Tracer, almost getting the triple kill. And I gotta say, I did not expect this to start out Lijiang. C9 actually getting it taken right to them right now, Hex.
Well, I think it's a really smart map pick because, you know, Cloud9's a team that's been together forever. They're going to be a hard team to beat on payloads, things like that. But you can just out-DM and out-deathmatch them. Clockwork again gets another kill on Devin.
And C9 again, this is not expected going in. They're having some issues. Sure4 though getting over the top will take out Cozen, but Clockwork the immediate punish. And Clockwork has just been the huge standout here. He's gotten kill after kill. Finally though, the raid boss is dead, and we'll see if C9 can do something off of this in the short time that Clockwork is down as they're moving in. Soundbearer on the way. Clockwork still running back to the fight. And C9 able to pick up the few extra kills they need. Flame is dead. And they should be able to retake this now, and taking out Clockwork, a big reason for that.
Let me just tell you how good Debit is on Winston, and I know people may not agree that Winston takes less kill. He just one-on-one to Reaper. He dove a Reaper one-on-one him as Winston. You shouldn't be able to do that. Debit did.
Oh no, by the way, even though C9s are getting the kills they need here, we still see a lot of stalling out coming out from Splyce. They'll finally lose it, but they end up with 72% on the point. Now, retaking this point is pretty darn difficult. It's one of the harder points to retake in the entire game. C9 is going to have Graviton Surge at the ready and more. But we'll just have to see how this works out. It's not the worst look right now coming out of Splyce.
Yeah, we'll see what this Pulse Bomb does. That's kind of going to be, it's probably going to be the initiator of the fight. Clockwork's already looking. He tries to get in, tosses it, misses. Reaver does walk right over it, though.
Yeah, the Pulse Bomb didn't stick, but it doesn't matter. Reaver went into it. It's a double kill here for the side of Splyce. They lose Papa Smurf, though, and the res has brought C9 back to full strength, so it doesn't quite work out as well for them as they might have liked. Still, though, the aggression is real. Sure4 now moving in. Here comes a Death Blossom, setting them up. A triple kill for Sure4, knocking all of them right down. Well executed by C9, and C9 coming right back in.
Yeah, the good thing here for Splyce is that they're going to have their supports to initiate, and they have everything pretty much ready. I mean, Flame doesn't have Death Blossom yet. A couple shots get him there. Clockwork, we know how quickly that ult is going to charge. They have Sound Barrier, they have Res, they have everything going.
Yeah, they're going right in. Here comes Attack Flash though from Reaver. He's in the back line, not under pressure. Has a Sound Barrier protecting him. Both Sound Barriers, of course, around. And here comes Papa Smurf, looking to knock people off the edge. Not going to do it. 2 kills to C9. Res coming out, though, so both teams still into it. Papa Smurf still looking for the knockoffs, but everything is coming up C9 right now, Hex.
Yeah, I mean, being able to take down Cozen, Flame, and Clockwork there should pretty much end this fight. They flip it back over to their side, but it's been a pretty nice map so far for Splyce. Definitely not counting out of it just yet. This Death Blossom is going to be huge, and also Pulse Bomb is back up. Clockwork ate a huge bunch of spam on the way in, but he's healed up now.
I'll note, by the way, that Splyce was able to get a little bit of a cap there towards the end. They did add extra on. Both teams about to be tied 80%. If Splyce can win this next fight, they'll actually be in great position to win this game, so C9 cannot rest easy. A lot here might be dependent here on Kaikai. Is he going to land a big ground time? Here comes Flame coming in the Death Blossom. Does not get the value he's looking for. Adam dies really early in this fight, but unfortunately, so did Cozen. There will be no res here for Splyce, and Clockwork, the last one to fall, 97%. That should be it. Round 1, going to C9.
Tactical visor activated.
Yeah, they had a good look early, but then once Cloud9 regrouped, reformed, I think they just were a little bit stunned at how many people they lost early in those fights, and then they got a giant percentage to Splyce early on. But once Cloud9 got their feet under them, got warmed up a little bit, they were easily able to take that map. But I think still this is a game mode that Splyce has a better chance in than say, a typical payload or hybrid map. Mostly, again, because Clockwork just actually went nuts in the first 3 minutes of that game.
Clockwork had himself a game and then some. It shows that if someone is having a good game, the variance that you can get in an FPS game like Overwatch, where Clockwork went off, was able to get the better C9, and Splyce came very close to winning that round. But you do have to win 3 rounds to win here on King of the Hill, and Clockwork will have to dig a little bit deeper here on Reaper, trying to make that happen as Splyce is out and running to the point.
Enemy contact.
And so they're going to brawl on the point, not in the courtyard. Another quick pick takes out Debit.
Yeah, Clockwork, he took out Debit to start out the last game as well, moves in, takes out Reaver, and Clockwork again opening the door here for Splyce, and Splyce going to take this first point off of the guns of Clockwork.
Can't ask more from one player. I mean, he got 3 kills there to open up the fight. Already almost has Death Blossom up.
And Sickness has been doing pretty well here in the 76 as well. Definitely did a lot of damage. Already has 50% ult charged up. Was a big part of supporting Clockwork in that last fight. But here comes C9. They're going to be on the way in. Reaver on the Tracer. A single Tracer, I might add. Shuffler, though, starting out the bang here. Able to take out Clockwork. The Beast is dead for Splyce. And now C9, they're in a good position here. They have a 6v5. They can wait a little bit. They make the res come out early. And Flame, though, able to counter Surefour right away. Both teams using the res, and both 4v4 right now on the point. Sickness, though, about to drop the tac visor, but no, Surefour getting directly in on him, getting the double kill. Has Death Blossom at the ready, but might not even need it here, as he's just cleaning people up with left clicks. So Surefour saying one good Reaper play deserves another, bring it right back to Clockwork.
Yeah, actually some pretty good play there from both Pure and Sickness towards the end. They both had ultimates up. Sometimes you'll see teams bust those out and just try to get anything back in the fight, but they knew they already lost 2. They lost one of their most important players, most importantly, so now they're going to save them for this next fight.
Surefour going in. Death Blossom is immediately taken out. The Sound Bearer just ruining his day. Sound Bearer came out here from the defense of C9, but here comes the tac visor. Tracer in all sorts of trouble, having to just run right away. Meanwhile, though, on the point, both teams getting into it. Clockwork dropping the Death Blossom, only getting 1 kill as both teams incredibly depleted, but C9 definitely with a bit more advantage here, Hex.
Yeah, they just got the better end of that fight. As you mentioned, the Death Blossom didn't really get everything they wanted off of it. Pure's going to go down late, followed by Sickness. There was a moment where Clockwork had the shield. He had Death Blossom up, chose to find a different timing there, wraithed out of it, and I think maybe his first timing, his first instinct would have been better there to get the Death Blossom up early in that fight rather than later.
So defensive C9 hanging in here again. Very reminiscent of the first round where, again, Splyce was able to take the very first fight, and now they're just sort of stuck trying to fight it back. Ult-wise, they're not in the war situation. Of course, they do have Graviton Surge, and we'll see if Flame can make the most of it here. Splyce now on the attack, looking for an opportunity. I think Flame will just drop this early, and I don't think he's going to be too picky here. Surefour, though, takes out Clockwork very early in the fight, and this is already kind of problematic here for Splyce. I think they lost their opportunity.
Yeah, they also lost some Mercy somewhere in that fight as well, and the Primal Rage is going off here. The Graviton comes in late.
Tac Visor comes in late as well. Felt like a little bit of panic, Tac Visor coming out from Sickness, but he's able to stay alive. Somehow gets the double kill. It was down to 40 HP at the Winston on him. Somehow came right back alive, and despite the early picks, we see that Splyce is able to turn it back in their favor, and I'm just amazed Sickness stayed alive. He should have just died to the Winston there, but somehow Tac Visor call really working out for him.
Yeah, the Graviton only grabbed 2. They did have some follow-up, though, for it, as Clockwork was back alive. He almost has Death Blossom. Right now, though, Cloud9 is pretty much loaded as far as their ults go. I think we're going to see a big combination coming up.
Oh, Graviton coming in here from Kai. Only gets 1. It got stuck on Papa Smurf's body. That was just weird. Here comes Death Blossom from Clockwork. Takes out 2. Clockwork down deep. Takes out Adam, but not before the res. Heroes never die. C9 right back in the fight as Surefour. Bringing it right back to Clockwork. Able to take him out. C9 now on 5 kills. Turning it around, and oh my goodness, what if Clockwork could have killed Adam just half a second earlier, Hex?
That's the most, yeah, it's definitely a what if. A split seconds is why they lost that fight, because he was so close. He knew it was coming up. He tried to get in there, got his shots off, and it was just bang, bang. The res came off, unable to kill him before it comes off. If he does, they definitely hold that point and probably take that stage.
Alrighty, well, Splyce now on the verge of losing this map. It is a best out of 5, so there's still plenty of maps left here to go. But I gotta say, this is not the tale that the scores show. Splyce has been playing this very, very close thus far.
Yeah, it's a lot closer than I expected, to be honest. Maybe that's King of the Hill coming into it. Maybe it's Clockwork just playing out of his mind right now. I think that's kind of the standard of Clockwork, though. He's just that good of a player. He needs a little more help from his team around him. It seems a little more cohesion from Cloud9, but Splyce is really giving them a fight to see what they can bring on the stage of what's this called? Control Center? Control Center.
Yep, this is the control center here on Legion. Both teams getting into him. We'll see again. Will Splyce have the better opening? They've done it twice in a row. As Flame and Sickness able to get to the back. Adam is down. There will be no res. And just like this again, Splyce in a great opportunity now to actually take first control of this control center.
You can't ask for a better opening than that. You take down both supports as your first 2 kills. Clockwork's gonna chase it down, takes down Dead, but they'd be smart to get out now because there's no reason to be pushing that far forward. They're good. They don't bleed any players up there.
Everything is going well for Splyce in the very beginning of the game, and then C9 just finds a way of taking it back. As look at Reaver right now. He's going around the flank, taking the middle ground here. Here comes Attack Visor, moving right in, almost gets Kozen, does get Kozen. The Mercy already dead from that long away. Is under a little bit of assault here, but now there's no res up for the side of Splyce, and healing-wise, they're just getting picked apart right now, Hex.
Yeah, Clockwork goes down to Reaver. They definitely have the advantage and they know it. They're going to press it because even if they lose everyone, they're going to have the res up, whereas Splyce will not. So now they get a more advantageous position. Shore4 is going to be on this Pharah, and now we're going to see what Cloud9 can do because when you have control at this point and you have a Pharah combo, you become very hard to dislodge. They actually know this. They're going to take a different angle of attack as Splyce.
Well, here they come. Soundbearer on the way. Splyce moving right back in. Clockwork setting the pace, able to take out 2. And here comes the Death Blossom right into the Soundbearer team. Takes out Grego, makes it a double kill. And Splyce bringing it right back. Really close match so far.
Yeah, I'm super impressed with Splyce playing on King of the Hill right now. So much so that Shore4 has to get off of that Pharah. He comes up on McCree instead, just not getting what he wants out of that. It's just really smart knowing that they weren't going to come into the side. Because when a team is established with their combo up top, you have to come in from a different place. They knew that. They did. They took that fight.
Shore4 right now laying the damage on McCree. Is switching McCree. Used to be on the Pharah. And I like this. Shore4 definitely is one of the better McCrees in the game. Definitely can make it work out. And Deadeye is incredibly effective here in the control center too if you get the right opportunity. But for now, look at how Splyce is playing. They're playing really far back. They're healing up the poke and they're not giving C9 what they want. But here comes C9. They're on the way. Here comes the Graviton Surge. The Attack Visor is out. Kai got into the middle of it with Death Blossom. Took out Mercy immediately. 3 quick kills here for the side of C9. And with the Mercy being down, this should be C9's capture.
Yeah, that's going to be it. I mean, Papa Smurf is going to delay a little bit to make sure they get a little more percentage on that point. He eventually goes down, but you mentioned it. Once you lose the Mercy in that fight, it's pretty much over. You can maybe stall out, but they're not necessarily going to be able to sustain. It's a pretty long walk. It's a pretty big King of the Hill map to get back to the point, so that was definitely that fight. But they do have some stuff to work with here. Attack Visor is going to be up. They do have that Resurrection.
Look at Shore4 though, he's sitting here on the top, and as the offense rolls in, do they realize it's high noon in the purest of ways? Because you can't get more high than Shore4 right now. Comes in, not able to get too much from that. Both teams trying out 1 for 1 at the moment. Clockwork in the back line. C9 though still appears to be in firm control. Kai taking out Papa Smurf. And Clockwork, even though he got into the back line, did not have an opportunity to use Death Blossom. Just going to get taken out.
Way too deep. I think they actually wanted him to die earlier, which is why he was in the middle of those 4 people, because the res was coming. Res came off as he was dying, so he gets he misses the boat, as it were, and is going to be out of that fight, unable to bring him back up for that Death Blossom. But like you said, he does have Death Blossom up here. They're at 80%. It's going to be about 80 to 80 the next time the fight happens.
Oh no, Clockwork almost going down, able to Wraith form just in time. Very lucky he didn't just get comboed out of that. And a lot's going to depend on Clockwork here. Can he get a Valley Death Blossom? He's moving in, gonna get hooked once again. Gets 1 kill before going down. Both teams 5v5 here on the point, but if no or no Clockwork, it's gonna be rough. Wad is on Flame shoulders here, 2v2 here on the point. Adam did go down.
Yep. Got Adam. Kozen has his res as well. They just need to clean out the rest of this point. They're kind of all scattered around. Only the support's up fighting. Now Clockwork is gonna come in. He Death Blossoms.
He Death Blossoms, takes out 2. He's going to get rezzed up immediately, and this is not the worst. Adam's going to be back in the fight in a moment, though. He'll have a res of his own. But now for Splyce, all hands are on deck. They must stay here on the point if they want any chance of turning this map around. But after that res, they are able to do that. Adam was not able to get back in time. And 85% to 99%. So now it's C9 on the hot seat here, Hex. They have to win this next fight, or they are going to lose this game.
Right now, they should not be this clumped up because Graviton is coming in.
Graviton Surge comes out. 4 people of Splyce hooked right in. The fault, though, isn't quite there as Papa Smurf, the lowest, ends up popping Primal Rage. Adam is already down. 2 kills here for Splyce. And Hex, are they going to do it? They are. They take this round right away from C9. I'm actually surprised C9 wasn't able to keep it in overtime. That was weird.
Well, they got Primal Rage and punched off, so that was part of it. But yeah, that Graviton came and grabbed 3. Clockwork just wraithed out of it. Tracer blinked out of it, and then Primal Rage. So it got absolutely nothing done.
All right, so Splyce is fighting here. They have bloodied C9 just a little bit and keeping open the option of a reverse sweep here on Lijiang. Good stuff coming up from Splyce. And now here's the question, will C9 actually win the opening fight? Because every opening fight right now, on all 3 rounds, has gone to Splyce. I'm not sure what Splyce is doing better, but they are doing better, Hex.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the point where it's not necessarily positioning. It's really just comes down to pure aim at those first fights. The Braveheart run straight at each other and shoot each other, and it's really just been Clockwork getting the better of it.
Clockwork right now moving in, looking for his opportunity. Not going quite as in, but here comes Papa Smurf leading the way. They're going right in. The coordination between Clockwork and Papa Smurf has been pretty good. They don't get the pick off they're looking for, and Papa Smurf ends up paying the price. 2 kills here for C9, and C9 might be winning this first fight, but Pure and Clockwork coming right back, so we'll see how it goes. I do think Sure4 is going to be able to clean this up, though.
They didn't whole on commit to that. I mean, they jumped in, they speed boosted in and everything. Clockwork got like a shot off. I think he ate a ton of damage early, wraithed out of it, so then they had to back up off the bridge. I think like maybe just go full bore on that. So they did initiate and then decided to back out almost immediately, lost in that fight.
Flame tried to go in there for the pickoff, but just ran right in the Sure4, got effectively 1 shot, and C9 in a much stronger position here, 20%, and we'll see if Splyce can actually turn this back in their favor, but they're not going to have that opening win to their credit, which they had all 3 rounds before. Still though, they're moving in, and Papa Smurf just getting torn apart right now from Sure4. He goes down super early in the fight. 2 kills here for C9, and they are holding it in right now, Hex, and Splyce, they just need to back up and regroup.
Yeah, I mean, again, it was kind of initiation where they didn't really all commit to it. Flame tried to go in and get to the back lines. He got taken out, so I think that might have stalled out the fight. Then, of course, Papa Smurf jumped in. No one followed him in, so he got picked off pretty early. They do have some ults to work with here. This is one of their better chances to win a fight. Pulse Bomb hits nothing.
Pulse Bomb hit nothing. Sure4 still hanging on the Death Blossom, and here he goes, right onto the bridge, taking out 3, setting up C9, and the 2 people that are coming in the flank here, Pure and Flame, not quite what they want. They just need the back out, tails between their legs. C9 now at 65% and a mere 35% away from winning this map.
They need to get this big Death Blossom off, and it's going to be a Sound Barrier and a Death Blossom if they can find which angle to take. They're going to go right over the bridge.
Graviton comes out. Everyone from Splyce is grouped in there, and even with the Sound Barrier, I'm not sure they're going to survive. First kill goes to C9 here. They're looking for more. They're pushing the bridge. Reaver with the Tac Visor in the back, able to take out Sickness. This is 3 kills for C9, and I'm not sure if Splyce is even going to be able to get back here in time for one last push, Hex.
This is one of the big problems of coming over the bridge is you're so grouped up, and when the other team's running a Zarya and you haven't seen Graviton in a while, that's going to happen. I mean, honestly, there's no good way to come in, because they come in the other side, they get Graviton and Death Blossoms anyway. It's just how the map is.
Sure4 going in, able to get shot over shot. Here comes a Death Blossom, makes it a 3K, and that is going to be it. Well fought by Splyce, but just not enough. C9 going to take map 1 right away from them, but Hex, that was way closer than I expected going in.
Yeah, I agree. It's kind of what we thought about Splyce, though, right? They're mechanically all gifted people. They're all very good players. It always just comes down to the coordination in the fights and trying to get the transitions and things going. So they're all very good at video games and at FPSs in general. It's just, are they good as a team in Overwatch yet? We'll see. The next map is probably going to be a payload. So that might be a better barometer of where they're actually at as far as Overwatch goes in general, because they have the talent on this squad to be able to win fights 1v1, and mechanically they're sound. It has always just been, can they win team fights, can they coordinate, can they transition, can they do the things that Overwatch requires you to do to be a good team.
Alrighty, well, we are going to go into the next map here in just a moment. For those that are tuning in, this is the Overwatch Beat Invitational. Thank you guys for tuning in. Still have a lot of matches here on the day. We are really just getting started. take a look at this here. This is match number 3. We're only one game into it. After this, it is going to be Envious versus NG Red. And after that will be the loser of this game against One Shot. So definitely some good games still ahead of us here tonight.
Yeah, and we're only like halfway through the tournament. Now I'm looking at the schedule. We've got, I think we're going to try to do July 11th, then the 15th. So definitely make sure you follow this channel to be able to know when we're streaming. And for the Beat Invitational, it's generally going to be about this time of day as we move forward through the tournament. But yeah, a couple more sets yet to go here. Yeah, I want to see what they do in Hollywood. I really think that Splyce has a ton of talented players. I don't know if they have the practice and the coordination and the comms and everything that you really need yet to be good. So it's going to be a good test. Really, you're against Cloud9. If you can even be competitive on this map against Cloud9, then I think you're going to open a lot of eyes.
Being competitive against C9 against Hollywood, as you say, that would be eye-opening. It's one of C9's better maps. It's a map that they've been... I mean, actually think about back in the past. They actually defined the meta at points on this map, doing things like double builder defense. They don't quite do it as much anymore, but there's still a threat here on this map, especially when they're playing well. They're asking for ready. We are ready. We're getting right into it. And here we go, map number 2, C9 versus Splyce. We'll see if Splyce now can turn things a little bit more in their favor.
Yeah, they look good. I mean, Clockwork looked really good in a lot of those fights early on, and be able to hang with Cloud9 on King of the Hill is a good sign. But can they crack this Cloud9 defense? Cloud9's Hollywood defense is really, really good. I would love to see them bust out double builder, though they've been shying away from it lately. I don't think we're going to see it here either, as, yeah, everyone's queued up on just their standard heroes. No Torb, no Sim, no more Cloud9 double builder, which was so popular for a while from them. It won them shut out a lot of teams on point 1, actually. It was really hard to take point 1 Hollywood against Cloud9. Does really
the interesting thing...
Go ahead.
I was going to say, the interesting thing, too, about the double builder defense, though you don't see as much anymore, is that the time to get point A is decreased on effectively every map. Instead of 5 minutes, it's 4 minutes. And that makes point A defenses a little bit more likely. And in general, the common complaint was that there's just a little bit too much time for offenses in general on payload. So, you know, by decreasing that time, you might see defensive wins a little bit more often, even at the highest levels of comp.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely interesting what we're seeing here just out of defense. It's mostly, it's just super standard. Debit's going to be on Reinhardt. Kai is going to play Zarya defensively, which is a little bit different. You don't always see her on defense. Reaver will play that 76, holding down the Cafe. Grego will be on Lucio, Shore 4 on Reaper. And of course, Adam on Mercy.
All right, meanwhile, taking a look here at this offense coming out from the side of Splyce. Reminder, Sickness is subbing in for Steel. Here today, it's going to be Papa Smurf on the Reinhardt, Kozin on Mercy, Flame on the Reaper, Pure on Lucio, Clockwork on the Pharah, and Sickness going to be on the 76. So pretty standard offense coming out here from the side of Splyce. See if it pays off as they go up against this juggernaut of defense coming out from C9.
Yeah, they're just going to sit up here and poke pretty early on, try to get some damage in up front, and then retreat a little bit. Really, they just want to hang out behind the car. Even that might be a little too far forward for them. This is kind of how Hollywood starts. Just the poke battles, fire strikes going back and forth. Used to be Symmetra orbs going back and forth. Gone are those days.
There's a point where both teams would run Symmetra, but those days are very far behind us. And here comes Splyce looking for the early picks. Clockwork not going in for the Cafe, instead going up here to the left. Instead, Kai though getting first kill. Papa Smurf going back in turn. 2 kills though in favor of C9 as they're starting to push this offense back. The offense was not able to get the picks on the Cafe that they're looking for. And now they're stuck struggling a little bit. They're not really able to overpower the defense. They need to wait for respawns. Now they just kind of want to back off and not feed up too much ult.
Yeah, I mean, they knew that fight was not going to go in their favor. Papa Smurf's been hitting a ton of chip damage, though, on his Reinhardt, so this Earthshatter's about to be ready. That could be a huge boon for their fight. Their guard coming around the backside is Flame on this Reaper. He gets caught out. He's going to get chased and killed. Bad.
Yeah, Flame goes down. Sheer4 is able to get right on him. Clockwork, though, coming in over the top, takes out Grego. It's still 5v5. The offense has an opportunity. Down goes Kai as Clockwork again doing work, but here comes Reaver off the flank. Tac Visor at the ready. Everyone was getting res though, so he wasn't able to get as much value from that as he was looking for. Clockwork is back up, just getting absolutely drilled by Reaver right now. Not down just yet, and everyone going knocked down. Papa Smurf knocking down C9, Debit knocking down Splyce, but Clockwork over the top with the barrage, opening things up, and Splyce is still fighting here, Hex.
They should be totally fine. It's just Kai. Oh god, what happened? Where'd Reaver
The
come from?
Graviton into 76. This is a brawl right now. Sickness comes in for a double kill of his own. Both teams throwing everything they have at each other, and Splyce starting to get the edge here, Hex.
Yeah, I thought they were fine. The Graviton was like against 3, but I didn't see Reaver there. They had the shield up. He can't cover both angles. This is a sustained fight. If Splyce can win this, they're going to prove me wrong, because they generally struggle in sustained fights.
Defense gets back in, they drop the beat, they're getting right into it. Flame and Debit trading off, both Mercies biting the dust. Heroes will die right now because Mercy's not here to res them up as Flame and Papa Smurf going off. Here comes Clockwork from the flank, able to take out Kai. And just like that, Splyce overpowering C9, taking the first point, and that wasn't bad.
No, not at all. Adam died a couple times in that fight where I thought he maybe could have gotten out of it. They were just relying on that res, especially the last one, as he had it as Kozin didn't, but they were able to grab that point. Now they're in a decent position as well with Clockwork on this Pharaoh. They take first roof. Clockwork just
beautiful
chunked
double
him.
mid-air coming out from Clockwork, sends Sure4 to the spawn room. And where has this Clockwork been all this time, Hex? I mean, he just goes down the Reaver there, but he's been having himself a series thus far.
I'm actually most impressed he's doing it on Pharah, too. We know he's a hit scan expert god, whatever you want to call him, but his Pharah play this first Hollywood has been impressive.
It's been super good. There's no other way to say it, and it's been great here thus far. Defense of C9, though, is re-establishing. They do have the rooftop. Splyce loses perhaps their moment for a little bit of extra momentum, but man, this has been exciting here thus far. Let's see if Splyce can keep up the momentum. Clockwork does have Barrage at the right, Sickness has Tac Visor, and they have options for getting in on the C9 defense, although the C9 defense also pretty loaded when it comes to ults.
Yeah, they're coordinating now. They're going to go for the low push here. Papa Smurf's in front of the cart. It's going to be interesting to see how they choose to initiate this. The really only good high ground initiation is going to be Clockwork, but you don't necessarily want to jump into a team waiting for you.
I need healing.
Does come
Clockwork
up.
right now looking to get in, not able to get the kill just yet. Lose a bit of elevation. Reaver has him in his sights. Tac Visor coming out from Reaver now as Reaver looking to just move in. The deep offense a little bit scattered. They have to back off, look for cover and Sickness. About to get gunned down right here. Still though, the offense doing well. Flame was able to get 2 kills in the back line. Everyone's sort of split. We have fights going on everywhere. Here comes Flame. Death Blossom at the ready. Gets booped and bopped all around. As Sure4 right now coming in over the top of the barrage doesn't get a whole lot, and Hex, this fight is taking place everywhere at the moment.
Yeah, Pure's backing out. Pure and Papa Smurf are trying to back out. I actually would not have mind if they just try to get a little more push on the cart. It is partially through the overpass here, so it means they don't necessarily have to take roofs to complete this map. It's so crucial to get through this area that you don't have to take the high ground. They can take a different angle and kind of ignore the top and go towards the Pioneer Hotel instead. Yeah,
So
every ult
offense
was used from nearly both sides there, as Clockwork's going to have his up, and then Earthshadow's down for Debit. Yeah, but this is exactly what I'm talking about. You don't have to go the other way. They can come around this side.
Look at Clockwork. He's going to go right up, go for elevation, go for the immediate barrage here. Not able to get it, though. Didn't like what he's seeing. Winston had him cut off. And now he's wait, but he's going to get knocked right down by Debit. The big hammer coming in. Sets up C9 for at least 1 kill. Make it 2. Kozin goes down the back. There will be no res. And off of the hammer of Debit, C9 feasting in this team fight.
Yeah, Pure's kind of stalling out the cart a little bit. He dies. He should have actually just tried to die earlier. Papa Smurf does die as well, so that's going to be a complete reset on the offense. But they are starting to stockpile ultimates here. Pure's going to have Sounder. They almost have Death Blossom. Rez is going to be up. Sickness is so close too. It's kind of a moment where I'd agree with our friend Slasher. They should wait and just hit all 5 at once.
Completely agree right now, but you look at Sure4, he's just looking to poke in, not letting the offense really set up the way they want to at all. And C9, they have to hold this for about a minute. They have a real chance at a mid-map hold here. And Sure4 going to go down, he pushes his luck too far, and I'm not even sure if Adam's going to be able to res him back there. You take a look where Adam is, Adam's not going to be able to res him. Both teams trading out though, Reaver able to take out Clockwork. Kozin's going to have to res here in a moment.
Heroes never die.
Yeah,
And he did get Sure4. He got Sure4 the res. He went just deep enough. And Sure4 off the res takes out Sickness. Goes down himself in turn. Very bloody here between both teams. Clockwork looking to get at Adam. Searching for that Mercy. Not able to land the rocket.
No more supports here for Splyce. This is 3 up. They're kind of just trying to brawl back and forth. Kai and Reaver combined to put an end to that dream. One last push here for Splyce. That's it. That's the map. It all comes down to this. They've got Earthshadow, they got Barrage, they have Tac Visor. They're not gonna have res though.
A lot here is going to be dependent here on Clockwork and Sickness. Normally I'd say a lot is dependent on the Reinhardt, but the way C9's positioning, I don't think Papa Smurf is going to get a great Earth Shadow opportunity. You never know what could happen. Maybe Clockwork can knock them off the building here, but now he's going to have to fight Surefour here in this Pharah battle, win it, and go from there. Sickness with attack visor comes off the flank, might not even have to win the Pharah battle outright with the sort of flanking going on as Grego goes down very early in the fight. Surefour, though, still alive. Adam going to bring Grego back into the fight. And Kozin is down next, so there will be no rest for the offense. So this, C9's playing around this offense pretty well. As Clockwork gets shot in the face. Surefour getting the double kill, and that is going to be a hold right before second for C9.
Yeah, they cut him in half. Surefour and Adam just on the combo decided they would let Clockwork go wherever he wanted to go and then stopped the Mercy and the supports from being able to reinforce them. So in the back lines, it was just Mercy, just Lucio, and against the combo. They just did not let them go with the rest of their team pushing the cart. Completely cut him in half, cleaned him up, and then there was only 2 people up on the cart, but 2 against 4 or 5, they got cleaned up as well. So just really nice positioning there from Surefour, knowing that like Clockwork wants me to chase him, he wants to go fight him. I would rather just kill their supports. I'm gonna stay back here, and that's exactly what he did.
So just as note with the newest patch, we can do distance here and payload. So all C9 has to do to win this map and go up 2 maps to 0 in the series is simply push right here. They don't have to get to last. They don't even have to get the second. They just need to bring the cart as far as Splyce did. And this is a pretty obtainable goal here, Hex.
Yeah, I mean, it's close to the second cap, close enough, as it were. So I think the best option for Splyce, I mean, it's always a great option, is try to shut them down on first point, but we'll see what they have here on defense to do it. They're running pretty standard defense as well. No builders either, no Symmetra, no Torb. It's just going to be Clockwork on Pharah, Flame on Reaper. Papa Smurf on Reinhardt. Pure is going to switch off now from that Lucio onto Roadhog. Kozin will be playing the solo support then in Mercy, and Sickness will play Soldier 76.
Pretty standard defense coming out, and again here, I'd say the best chance for Splyce is just have the full point A hold. For C9, as long as they get past point A, they have a pretty clear shot to the next point. Not guaranteed, but it would be very likely that they would complete it out. And looking at that C9 team, it's going to be Surefour here in the Pharah, Debit on the Reinhardt, Adam on Mercy, Reaver on Widowmaker, Kaikai on the Roadhog, and Grego going to round things out here on the Lucio.
Just thinking about it now, I think Splyce has nearly never completed second point on Hollywood. They always get to just about where they pushed it. I think it's kind of a trend for them. They really struggle to lock out that map because, again, you need a sustained fight to be able to get in there. It's so far away from your spawn that I think they still struggle in kind of keeping fights alive very long.
So we do have Sickness here in the cafe. We'll see if Surefour goes in to blitz the cafe in just a moment. For now, he's just going to attempt to poke here on the outside as Reaver able to take out Clockwork, the offensive Widowmaker, finding his mark. And now, 65, this is a huge opportunity for C9. They can be a lot more aggressive off that pick. Defense is down a huge engine of damage, and look at how aggressive C9 is being right now. They're coming in from all sides. They have people on the high ground, Debit on the ground, and they should be pushing this just a moment. However, Grego got a little bit aggro, did get taken out by Flame. Flame going down, though, and here comes C9 coming in from the front, coming in from the flank. Clockwork back in the fight and able to turn things back in their favor.
Yeah, Reaver does make an appearance in the kill feed, though, as he takes down Sickness. Clockwork then answers that immediately. They are going to res out of this, but I don't think they got Reaver on that res.
Clockwork with the big shots from downtown, able to take out Adam. Surefour responding in kind, but I gotta say, I think C9 messed up there. I think C9 could have been a lot more aggro after they got the pick on Pharah. They waited way too long. They gave Clockwork a chance to get back into the fight, and it was a mistake.
Well, infrared sight is up for Reaver, so we'll see if he can get some picks now that he can see through walls. Yeah, defense is looking great here right now, and if they wait any longer, they're going to be going into a defense that's just chock full of ultimate abilities.
Surefour just landing shot after shot right now into the Reinhardt shield, waiting for the rest of his team to get forward here. Debit about to have Earth Shatter, so once this goes down, I think they're just going to go for the Earth Shatter, but here comes Surefour anyways. It goes for the Raw Barrage, takes out 2. And this might be all C9 needs to get through here, but Flame countering with the triple kill. Death Blossom being the equalizer, takes out Debit, makes it a 4K, and just like that, Splyce going to hang on just when the odds were looking grim.
I think Flame loves playing defense on Hollywood because now it's the Reaper and he just went ham, but we've seen him actually destroy people on Symmetra with his actual attack on Symmetra on this map too. I think it's his best map. He just must really like the terrain, the geography, and his drop downs on it.
Enemy contact.
Oddly enough, Symmetra plays very similar to Reaper in some situations.
I gotta say, by the way, Splyce is completely loaded for Bear here. They have just about every ult they need. They're gonna have to deal with the sound barrier, so C9 coming in off that sound barrier, getting knocked right back by Holhog, but Devitt, the flanking Earthshatter, knocking down 2, sending Reinhardt on a ride. Down goes Papa Smurf. 3 kills here for the side of C9, but Kozen still in there, able to res up the Fallen. We'll see if they can do anything with this. Clockwork has already used Barrage in this fight, not to a whole lot of effects. Gets taken out, and C9 finally, I think, getting the fight they were looking for here, Hex.
Fire.
Yes, super early res came on just to bring Reaper back alive, who had just been taken down, but he had Pulse Bomb up too. They want to be able to roll this momentum-wise into the next, so that's why you see that res early on. They want to go full 6 to try to take this rooftop early, but Clockwork's already up top. Papa Smurf's going to be on the slow ride up top too. They are going to establish on second roof.
So time-wise, 3 minutes and 40 seconds just to get to the final point here, which is a little bit earlier than the second point. Reaver looking to get in the back line, adding on a little bit of extra momentum.
Adam down.
Clockwork, though, got on the Adam, so defense here should be able to hold for a little bit longer. Offense is not going to have this. A big rocket. Clockwork with the double kill in the end. Is he going to get Surefour as well? Surefour in deep trouble here. Clockwork looking for that flick rocket. Not able to get it, but man, win or lose here for Splyce. Clockwork has had a great series thus far.
It's kind of what we expected. He's been the bright spot, but he's exceeding even my expectations for Clockwork, which are high.
Don't worry, my friend.
I mean, regardless, they're still pushing the card here. Deb has just been on the one-man push for a while now. Despite all those kills early on, they've already got it mostly through the underpass now, which changes where they can attack from.
Surefour clearing the roof right now, making Winston use his leap to get back up, and actually almost going down that Winston had 6 HP. Is going to live here at least for a little bit as Kai now in the back goes for Death Blossom, taking out Papa Smurf, forces out the res here from the defense, so res has been used. Adam's still holding on to his res for the offense, and look at Clockwork now, hunting in the back, beautiful movement to get to the back. Surefour, though, not carrying on the other side of the battlefield, takes out both Kozen and Papa Smurf. 3 kills here for C9 and Hex. They are getting awfully close to that yellow square.
They're extremely close to finishing this off. Now, Pure is alive. He might have sound barrier up for this last-ditch fight. He dies late. I don't even know if they're going to have anyone to delay this. Sickness is out there. They do get the Reinhardt here. It's going to be really dicey.
The sound barrier comes in. The Reaver able to get an extra pickup towards the end. This should be C9 as they get the 3 kills at the end. They're going to cap this out and now up 2 maps to nothing over Splyce.
I think Splyce has nightmares about offense on Hollywood. They just have never gotten that second point. I don't think I've ever seen them take that second point. Yeah, it's Flame's nice 3K there.
Good stuff coming up from Flame.
So it is Splyce's map pick. We'll see where they want to go to next. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think they're better than the last time we saw them, Splyce, or is it just Clockwork playing really, really well?
Well, Clockwork is clearly playing at a different level than we've seen before. Obviously, Chad is going to go on the entire thing. Oh, someone's subbing in for Steel. It's Steel's fault. I don't know if that's actually the case, but I do think that Clockwork has been playing much better than we've seen him in the past, and it's been working out.
I'm really surprised at his Pharah play. Like, I knew he is a good hits, like, he's a hit scan god. That's just the level where he is. He's up there with everyone else in Overwatch on hit scan heroes. He's good at Tracer, good at 76. Those are things. His Pharah play, I was not familiar with. Really surprised me, and he got the better of Surefour in a lot of those situations, which not many people can say. So definitely the bright spot for them there has been Clockwork's play. They struggle on Hollywood. They just can't get that second point. They need to find a way to not always go all in on fights, stay alive a little longer, because there's some points in the game that rely on you not losing everyone. Like 3 of you have to win a little bit and then just stay alive so as people come in. They've yet to really been able to win a super long and prolonged fight. But I think Kozen's played better than I'm used to seeing him too, because he's definitely getting reses off in situations where I feel he might not have gotten them off before. Flame also has been playing good for them too.
Yeah, Flame had some really good moments, especially if you look back at King of the Hill, whereas Tracer actually had double and triple kills on C9 multiple times. So I agree, we've been getting more contribution out of other members of Splyce as well, even though Clockwork has definitely been the biggest standout. However, we are going to be going to King's Row for our third map here, as, again, Splyce trying to turn fortune in their favor. But for them to win the series here, Hex, they're going to have to do the reverse sweep. Otherwise, if they lose here, they will be going up against One Shot as the last series of the night.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of want to see that. I'm not rooting against them or anything, but I kind of do want to see Splyce versus One Shot. I think that'd be a good test for both teams, so we'll see if that happens. Cloud9 looks to close out this set as we move on to King's Row.
I gotta say, though, looking at how Splyce has been playing and looking at how One Shot has recently played, I feel like if Splyce plays the way they're playing right now against C9 against One Shot, I think they have a pretty good shot of removing One Shot from the tournament. No pun intended.
I would tend to agree with you there. One Shot has been playing much better lately, but this is a Splyce team that I think right now is looking better than I've seen them play before. So that should be a good matchup if we get there. It is, of course, up to Cloud9 to hold sway here. Move on.
By the way, I just want to throw this out here, but SM Oryx, if you're out there, we need your support here in chat. The chat is getting unruly. Memes are going out everywhere. Please police them. Orc Army, take your place. But we are getting into King's Row. It's going to be map number 3. Splyce versus C9. C9 looking to finish things out 3-0. Splyce looking to stay alive.
All right, so let's see what they want to bust out here on defense. Teams have been playing very standard-ish defense. There's not been really anything, aside from Envious, who runs the Torb. People have not really been running Symmetra. She hasn't been on King's Row for months now, it seems. They're just completely out of favor on Kings. Teams know that like a first hold is very hard, so you'd rather just kind of have good fights early and then just transition into second. So on defense here from Splyce, Sickness is going to come out on the Soldier 76. Papa Smurf is on the Reinhardt. Cozen, of course, on Mercy. Flame will play Zarya. Pure on the defensive Winston. And Clockwork comes out of this defensive Pharah.
Yep, defensive. Wait, defensive fair. They're not offense.
Oh,
X.
yeah, I totally read that.
The colors have messed with you yet again. Like, wait a second. They're just saying up on the offense.
So everything I just said is not entirely wrong. Just substitute the word defense for offense. That's what they're running. Yeah, it looked really weird to me too. That makes more sense. I'm like, defensive Winston? What? Anyway.
So we have seen that defensive Winston because you look at the C9 side, they're actually running that. Kai will be on the defensive Winston. Greg on Lucio. Debit on Reinhardt. Reaver on the 76. Sure4 on the Reaper. And Adam going to be on Mercy.
Got this big mission coming up.
Yeah, it actually, I wonder what Sickness was on the offensive Junkrat. I got excited because I really missed Junkrat lately. He just seems to have fallen out of favor. No Roadhogs though, which is super interesting given what we've seen lately.
Yeah, no Roadhogs from either team, no doubt. I usually at least see it on the defense. Sometimes see the defense and offense, but neither team opting for that right now. C9 just opting instead for Winston for the little bit of extra aggressiveness. 76, of course, is the range poke, and Sure4 for the close range muscle. So it works out. The Reaver in all sorts of trouble, almost gets taken out by the Pharah-Winston combo. Will stay alive as Sure4 now getting down and dirty into the backline, gets the double kill, able to Wraith form out, and Debit already has Earthshatter up Hex.
Yeah, that's how well that fight went for them. That fight was over within 2 seconds. It was absolutely over as Cozen died, and then everyone tried to retreat, got picked off on the retreat. So they're going to add in a second support based on what happened to Cozen there. So Pure is going to come up on the Lucio.
Debit right now moving forward does have Earthshatter here and at the ready. Can drop it at a moment's notice. I'm not even sure the offense really realizes he has it up already. It would almost be a very unexpected Earthshatter. Decides to hold on to it though, doesn't use it. Could have knocked down 4, but you know, for C9, they don't even need to use these ultimates right now. They can just back up, wait for an opportunity, because really it's up to Splyce to make a play here.
Yeah, they get some nice positioning though as Papa Smurf comes in very aggressively. He's with Pure as well. They're kind of squatted off right now. If they can win their duels, they'll be fine.
Hammer comes down, Papa Smurf and Pure both biting the dust as a result. The follow through coming in from Reaver. And Reaver, the tag fires are looking for Cozen. Cozen will get the res, pays for it with his life, and C9 still has way better positioning here. They're going to be able to just mow people down, clean them up, and go from there.
Yeah, Clockwork and Sickness were holding the high ground. They abandoned it though as Clockwork jumped out. Now, at least they didn't die in the retreat. Clockwork did pick off Adam on his way out too, which is a really nice kill for them. He had res up. They have a huge advantage right now. Cloud9 knows it. They're falling back.
C9's falling back. They did lose a few people, but they do have the ability to go back in. Reaver, though, going down is pretty rough. We'll see if they decide to go in. But they're waiting for a sound barrier. But no, Grego goes down. He was trying to build the sound barrier, not able to get it. They have to go without sound barrier, and I don't know if this is going to work. Clockwork sure for getting on top of the point. Immediately going to get blown up by Flame's right click.
Adam does come in, but yeah, Adam gets the res. Everyone's just a little out of position here. If they can deal with these tanks on point.
Yeah, really, where that fell apart there from C9 is that it was fine for them to back off, but Grego needed to stay alive. When Grego got picked off, he was not able to sound barrier Surefour. Surefour was not able to go in and get value on his Reaper, and it just, everything just went kaput at that point.
Yeah, even right before that, though, like, they decided to back off. As you mentioned, like, that's fine, but Reaver didn't get the memo. He was just hanging out up top. He got cleaned up early, too, you know, by Clockwork and Cozen on the combo, so a sloppy retreat, to say it best.
Offense right now going right back into it. Kai able to take out Flame. Nice mid-air shots coming from Surefour, and here comes the Death Blossom coming from Sickness. Sickness able to take out 3, makes it a quad, and oh my goodness, the C9 did not see it coming. He just spun right into them. And now big opportunity for Splyce to get through. The res does come in from Adam up on the building. C9 gonna get brought into it, but still a lot of momentum in Splyce's favor.
Yeah, and yet again, the only people alive after this fight are the tanks of Cloud9. They are going to try to stabilize here on second point, but it might be way too late. Clockwork's in pressuring them.
They'll be able to get back and do a defense here. Debit is still in here. He's getting healed up. He has Earth Shadow. Reaver has Attack Visor. They're going to have to take position that they don't necessarily want, but here's what's going to happen. Kai's going to go in, and Debit's going to try and fall through, but Debit's taking so much damage. He's just going to get taken out. The sound barrier is late, and uncharacteristic sloppiness from C9 as Grego goes for a ride.
Devin's usually so smart about not taking damage he doesn't have to, and there it seemed like he was just wanting to eat damage on that shield for no good reason. By the time he was ready to come in, that shield was down and cracked. He got cleaned up so he couldn't come in. Yeah, uncharacteristic is also a great way to put it. Devin just generally does not play like that.
Well, if the sound barrier again had come in a little bit earlier, I think it would have been fine. It was sort of a mix there where maybe it's just coordination or what, but they were waiting to go in as a team. Didn't happen, and now Splyce has made up a lot of time, and they're on pace here. They set a pretty good time here on Kings Row. C9 has to be really careful, and look at the ult situation too. They have both Graviton and Barrage on the menu. Big arrow shadow though comes in from Devin, knocks down 2. He moves in, slams Flame against the wall. Will get the kill here. 2 kills here for C9, and they should be able to mop the rest of this right up.
Yeah, really right now you're just looking to not lose everything on the retreat. Papa Smurf does die eventually.
My ultimate is ready. I'll be watching over you.
So Clockwork, oh wow, I thought he was able to get out too. I thought there was a good retreat. Clockwork dies super late to Reaver. Now the defense is in a great position to keep spamming down this alley.
Yeah, defense of C9 was able to reestablish, but look at the offense. They have every ult available to them, Hex. Everything is on deck. They can Sound Barrier, Graviton, Death Blossom, Barrage. C9 has to be super, super careful here that this does not just ruin their day. If no one gets picked off from Splyce, they should be able to take this fight. Look at this, though. We do have Kai being very aggro, moving to backline, being the disruption that they need. Clockwork, though, taking out Reaver. I think we might see both reses come up here in just a moment, even if it's just one person.
Maybe. I mean, Kai
goes a low res in the end. So the res comes up. Papa Smurf goes down, though, and I gotta say, Kai really set C9 up for that. He was the disruption they needed to not get womboed to death, and now Earthshatter comes in a little bit late here from Debit, will set up C9 to just push Splyce back. But it was really Kai that made that happen.
Yeah, I mean, disruption to the nth degree. He got back there immediately, was able to break up that fight, and then when it looked like they were going to try to fly in, he popped Primal Rage and just punched the heck out of Mercy for what seemed like a while. It was like a gorilla playing with a balloon back there. Then eventually he was even able to get that kill.
My ultimate is almost ready.
And the thing that's really unfortunate here for Splyce is that they no longer have Sound Barrier. They're not going to have that. The defense is Sound Barrier. And they're not anywhere near as advantaged on this fight as they were before. Either way, though, they are moving in. The Graviton surges out, only gets 2 people into it. Sickness gets booped away and knocked to the ground, not getting any value off this. Debit knocks down 4, sets up C9 for glory, swinging the hammer as Surefour fires the rockets.
Yeah, you really can't underestimate just how great that was from Kai, the previous fight. Mostly because they had everything. That was the fight they wanted to take. They had all their alts. He disrupted them so bad that not only did they just lose that fight, but they also used all their alts in it too. To the point now where we see Flame on Mei. That's where we're at right now. We've got a Mei.
Mei is in the house for better or for worse. Surefour coming in though, able to take out Clockwork, looking for more, obliterates Kozin, coming in for the justice. And what an ult from Surefour, the set up and knock down the Splyce team. Only a minute 43 remaining now, Hex.
I will not waste this
What's this Mei supposed to be doing? Is it to deal with the Winston since he can't run double Reaper?
My ultimate is ready.
If
no
that's
idea.
the case, then he's going to be on Reaper. Yeah,
He's already
yeah,
off the
switched
Mei.
us up, yeah.
Mei Day is over.
They know that Kai has been causing them all sorts of problems, so they wanted two things to deal with. The Winston, they put the Mei on there. Sickness does switch at 76, that's going to allow Flame to get on Reaper, but yeah.
Again, Kai going right into the back, disrupting this offense, goes primal, and Kai is just single-handedly setting this up. Suddenly the Earthshock comes in from Debit again. The tanks of C9 being the Bash brothers, setting up their DPS, and normally we talk at C9, we're really praising Surefour and Reaver, but I feel like Debit and Kai have been playing out of their minds in this game right now, Hex.
They've always had like absolutely phenomenal tank play. Now we notice it the most when they are on double Winston and when they're able to run that, but for the most part, Kai and Debit are great on a ton of different heroes. Debit's standout, of course, is generally his Reinhardt. Kai's playing a great Winston on his own right now. He's also a phenomenal Zarya.
Good choice.
All right, so offense gonna be you're saying this is effectively their last chance, and guys, raise your Mr. Destructoids. Bastion is in the house. El Presidente himself.
Oh, desperate
Will he
times.
boop his way to victory? He's moving around the flank. Will be able to just cut through the Reinhardt shield here and the Winston shield if Winston goes in, but Surefour just blows everything on him, takes him out immediately. Kozin's gonna have to rest this up in a moment as Debit. Not dropping damage, just pops Smurf, drops it, able to take him out. Still though, multiple kills are coming in from the C9 side. They should be able to clean this up. The rest from Kozin not going to be enough.
Yep, there's going to be a hold. There's just some delay coming out now from Splyce, but it's not going to matter in the end that Earthshatter comes down.
And I gotta say this, the reason why you saw the Bastion come out in the end is that Kai was giving that much trouble to Splyce. They just were tired of Kai leaping in and ruining their day. The idea for Bastion was to sort of just melt Kai immediately, but unfortunately, Surefour dropped a whole lot of rockets on the Bastion as soon as he saw it coming out.
Yeah, every switch you saw was to deal with Winston. I mean, going on the Mei even briefly, they had a Mei and Reaper at one point in time. They would have liked to run double Reaper if they could have. No one hero limit does not allow that, and then they just did not have any answer for it. As you mentioned, they had every ult, they had no reason to lose that fight, and then Kai just crashed the party, rained on their parade, and ruined everything for him. He was absolutely a monster on his Winston. So that is 41.53 meters. That is the distance that Cloud9 has to beat. If they do beat that distance, they will be taking this set 3-0, sending Splyce into the losers bracket.
Alrighty, so taking a look here at the defense as it rolls out is going to be Sickness here on the 76, Kozin on the Mercy, Flame on Roadhog, Clockwork on McCree, Papa Smurf on the Reinhardt, and Pure gonna round things out right now on the Symmetra.
All right, a little Symmetra on King's Row. Of course, a lot is going to be on Pure's shoulder then, see if he can get that teleporter up. If he does, then it's worthwhile. If not, then you were fighting 5v6 for really no good reason. I'm excited to see Clockwork on this McCree as well. I don't know if you saw it the other day, but Mendo really brought out McCree again, and he played McCree on King of the Hill in a no-hero comp and wrecked people. It was phenomenal to watch.
McCree's just been coming out in force, period. I think teams are getting comfortable with him again, realizing, by the way, 140 damage off a headshot up close is actually incredibly
Pretty
strong.
good.
Maybe we should keep running McCree.
Yeah. All right. So offensively, there is no McCree for Cloud9, sadly. Reaver is going to play Reaper instead. Kai on that Zarya. Adam on Mercy. Grego on Lucio. Surefour on Pharah. Debit on Reinhardt.
All right, offense on the way. And by the way, even though it says McCree's an offense hero, he is incredibly good on defense. I say this just because I actually had someone yell at me in a pub the other day saying, why are you playing McCree on defense? That makes no sense. It was like, wait, what?
But you love it.
So confusing.
Yeah, I had someone tell me I have no idea what the meta is in competitive. That was fun.
Yeah, you have no clue, X. Get out of here.
I don't watch enough.
All right, Surefour getting right in the back, though, able to just remove Sickness from the equation. C9 with 2 quick kills here, getting everything they want and more. Splyce just getting run right over, and no Junkrat tie required here, as C9 should be able to take point A here with all sorts of speed. One of the quickest caps I think we've seen in recent memory.
One of the quickest caps you can possibly get. Not exactly that value out of the Symmetra, as 93%, but you're going to have to switch off immediately. Pure does come up onto the Lucio instead. They're getting bullied out all the way back at the second bend.
Really good offense coming out from C9. And for C9, all they have to do to win the game, they just need to bring the payload to the final checkpoint in the back. Nothing fancier than that. We do judge on distance right now with the new patch. We'll see just what they can do.
So Splyce's offense looks good. It looks fine, it looks competitive. Splyce's defense, not so much so far. They might as well have not been there for the first point at all.
Oh, here's a barrage for a beautiful movement. Takes out 2, takes out 3. Ends up dying to flame, but gets rezzed up immediately. The damage has been done. Surefour took out Koz in that too, so there will be no res here for the defense. As Clockwork going to bite the dust. And right now, this has been the Surefour show. He has been landing everything he needs and more. Sure, Reaver's in the back line now, looking to take out Lucio, and should be able to get this pick. Well, yeah, good Razzle from Pure, the sort of give himself a little bit of life, but in the end, he goes down, and yeah, I mean, C9 has just been doing anything they want to Splyce right now.
It's really late deaths there, too. Hurt. I mean, they lost Reinhardt late. They shouldn't have lost Lucio. They should have been able to get out. They do get second point, but all that matters is this giant yellow square on the ground. Right now, they've shown no ability to stop Cloud9.
All right, we do have the Deadeye right now coming up from Clockwork in the back. Flame able to take out Surefour.
Alright, so signs of life. They're getting very aggressive here, though.
Defense needs to do something. I mean, they can't let go for it, but Debit knocking down the entirety of the Splyce team, brings Flame for a ride, sets up his team, and C9 is just moving right in on that. Here comes the spinning from Reaver, takes out 2, and that should be it. Just a beautiful setup by C9. And down goes Splyce in glorious fashion, 3-0 in favor of C9, but I gotta say Splyce definitely had their moments in this matchup. It was a 3-0, but it was a 3-0 that Splyce can feel a little bit good over, I'd say.
Yeah, probably a little better. They're still lacking in the areas of just, I mean, overall, in Overwatch gameplay. I mentioned that you make your, you butter your bread on defense in Overwatch, and their defenses have looked pretty bad overall on both maps. Their offenses can definitely hang. I mean, to be able to push the way they pushed against Cloud9 means that they're doing something right, but it definitely favors like just good mechanics and good death matching. Their dueling and their death matching is definitely high tier, and Clockwork was a huge standout.